Okay, Geoff, we've lost 3-2 away to Hutton here in Billericay, but there were elements of the performance that must have pleased you, but we were 2-0 down and that gave us a big mountain to climb.
Yeah, it's remnants of sort of that Clapton game where we've left ourselves sort of too much to do really, and sort of our concentration levels. I think we need to sort of improve on really to give us sort of a better chance of winning these sort of games. Performance-wise, obviously it's night and day between the Clapton game. I think when we do get to play with 4G, I think our performance level does get better because again it suits our sort of our philosophy, and we tried something a bit different today. We went with 2 forwards today just to try and increase our sort of XG, because I feel we've not really looked like threatening enough really to win these sort of games. You need to sort of create a lot to give yourself a good chance of sort of winning these sort of games. But yeah, as you said, look, we've conceded 2 goals which again were preventable, and then we've tried to claw it back, but we just couldn't really get the goals really at the right time as well. Because if you look at again and base it on the chances in the first half, we should have been 1 or 2-0 up even before we conceded. And I think in these games where the margins are so small, you need to score the first goal. So when you don't, again, it sort of gives the impetus to the opposition team to sort of like they've got something to hang on to, and then obviously you're chasing the game, and it just creates some sort of I won't say panic, but impetus where you want to try and win the game. Because again, it's a game where I think we needed to win, obviously with Hutton being ahead of us, so we wanted to sort of push on. But it's disappointing. I said the players disappointing because the performance level would have required us getting a result today, for the way that we played, the way we created chances, clear chances as well, which we've been struggling to do. But listen, we've just got to pick ourselves up, and the running is still there for us. If we can, win the majority of the games left, it puts us in the playoff positions.
Okay. First time I've seen maybe the first competitive game we played the 3-5-2. That was something I think people worked on in the friendly last week, which I missed. But
that's correct, yeah, and we've been doing it in training as well, because like I said, we just want to try and create a few more chances. Sometimes when we play sort of like a 4-3-3, the sole striker can be a bit isolated, so we're trying to get more bodies in the attacking forward, and also give more options in terms of our defenders, because when we have been trying to play out sometimes, there's only been a few options going forward. So that's what we tried to do, get more attacking players in the forward areas, and also give a little bit of help so Fred doesn't be isolated, no one isn't isolated, and obviously stuff they need to work on in terms of working as a partnership. But again, I said we look more threatening. The whole idea was to create more chances, which we did, but we just weren't clinical. And as I said, these games boil down to it. If you look at them, they probably had sort of 3 sort of good chances, and they finished them all, where we weren't as clinical, and obviously we were punished overall with the result.
Okay. At 2-0 late, they were clearly trying to manage the game, and that continued for most of the rest of the game. And certainly once they got back up once they got back with that 2-goal cushion at 3-1, a lot of players went down with cramp. Did you feel the surface was particularly unforgiving out there?
Listen, I would expect our players to do the same. You're just trying to manage the game. So if you put yourself at 3-1 up and you're trying to see out the game, I expect our players to do what they've got to do. Now we're at the business end, and that's obviously the frustrating part, where performances help in terms of giving you confidence, but it's results ultimately. That's what it does. And as I said, we shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. We should have been ahead, with the chances that we've created. So we just got to get a sharpness back in front of goal, and talk about goals from open play as well, because we're actually looking really, really threatening from set pieces. Yeah. But open play, I feel we've got to do a bit better at. So that's what training's for. We've got Hackney Wick next week. They're on a really good run. Another sort of local derby as well. Yeah. So they're going to want to avenge the defeat from the last game as well. So we need to be up for it really. All the games I feel from now to the end of the season, they're all tough games. People, Tower Hamlets, Burnham, Benfleet, Harlow, they're all tough games. So, but we've got to rise to the challenge. That's why we wanted to come up. That's why we wanted to play these sort of games, and we need obviously our players now to find a new leash of life, a second wind, so to speak, to really push us over the line. So all in all, I thought it was confident. The performance, I think the players sort of felt, because sometimes with a new formation, players can sort of hide behind it. Oh, we're not sure, things are not going right, so we're not really happy with this formation. But they actually bought into it, as I said before, considering we've only really played it twice. And that was the confident part, and that's the positives that we'll take from it. But as I said, fine margins in both boxes. We smarten up on that, then there's no reason why we can't go on another little run and sort of, as I said, solidify our spot. Because for now, obviously, you've got to say Hutton obviously solidified their spot at the moment, and it's pretty much between us, Dunmo and Cannonswood.
Yeah.
Really, it seems like a sort of a three-way fight, and I think Dunmo drew today, so again they dropped points, which so it doesn't softens the blow really of today's defeat. So, but we need to win probably our next two. Really, we need 6 points. Really, as I said, to make sure it's in our hands, and that's what we aim to do.
Okay, yeah, as you said, Hackney Week next week, they've mobilised their support as well. There's calls out on social media and all sorts of things like that. So it should be a good day.
Yeah, nice and vocal. I think our fans love sort of a little back and forth, don't they? So, as I said, let's make sure we're on the other side of it, because we need a win.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
Geoff.